What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE News. Today we have some awesome information from Bandai Namco potentially trademarking the next Tales game. We also have Pocket Rumble. It was supposed to launch last year for the Nintendo Switch. We have an update on that. It's finally getting a release window. And then also Mega Man 11. We have some bad news for Europe because that game will not be getting a physical version of the game. Now before we get into it, guys, I want to say thank you for all the likes. Let's go ahead and have a 500 like goal for this video and 700 for a $5 eShop giveaway. So with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the news. And we are starting off with Bandai Namco, which they have trademarked another name which could potentially be the next Tales game, and they just trademarked Enterteria. So Enterteria. So I'm thinking it's Enterteria. So yeah, that was just trademarked in Australia. So the thing about this is that this trademark was filed on May 28th, so at the end of last month, and the company has yet to announce the subtitle of any new game or what this could be, but everyone's kind of just connecting the dots. Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Berseria, Tales of Entertainia. So that could be what this is, if I'm saying that even correctly. And I would hope that there'd be something going down, because I guess there is going to be some type of Tales festivities going on June 16th to 17th, sometime in that time frame. I know every single year they do have some type of Tales bash. I think like last year they had like Tales, like the festivities for that every single year, and it was just like smartphone games. Like they just announced like a bunch of smartphone games and stuff, which Bandai Namco has been known to do stuff like that. They try to like hype up certain things, and then all it is just like smartphone stuff. So I'm thinking that with this Enterteria, hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm thinking with this, guys, I think this is going to be the next Tales game. Now, what we don't know is if a Tales game is going to be coming to like how many platforms. Like we've seen it before. We've seen exclusive Tales games to portable devices. We've seen Tales games for the Xbox 360. We've seen Tales games only on PS4 and PS3. We've seen all sorts of stuff when it comes to the Tales franchise. So before the question starts coming like, hey, what systems is this coming to or what's going on, all we do know is that there is going to be a Tales game. Might not be this one, but there's going to be a Tales game for the Nintendo Switch. But everyone is expecting it to be a new game, because if it was going to be a port of something old, they wouldn't have announced it as far back as they did, and they would have just released it at this point. If it was going to be a port, Bandai Namco, usually when they say, hey, we have a port coming, then they just release it in like a general time frame. This seems to me like it's going to be a brand new game, so this Enterteria comes into play when it comes to if this is potentially going to be on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I would think that they'd also put it on PS4. From what I understand, the sales of Tales of Berseria were really good, but it's so funny how divided the fan base is on the Tales franchise. You have people that just absolutely love the franchise so much, they say that they're big fans of it, and then you also have people who say that they're huge fans but just absolutely like hate the games in terms of what Bandai Namco does with them. But I think that there's one thing that we have to state here before we kind of move on from this topic, and that is the Baba guy, the guy that used to make the Tales of series. He's not there anymore, so the next game would definitely be from somebody new. So maybe this is a completely different style of Tales game. Maybe this takes out a lot of the frustrating things that people have and adds in a lot of cool stuff to kind of push the Tales series forward. We don't know what to expect, and maybe that's why it's taken a little bit longer to even announce it in the first place. We don't know what to expect. We don't know what's going to go on. We don't know how they're going to do this game. I don't even know who's going to be directing this Tales game. I don't think we even have that information. Maybe some hardcore Tales fans do. But either way, we do know that Tales is coming to Nintendo Switch, and it's probably going to be on PS4, considering it's always on PS4 for lots of different stuff. So I'm just excited to see what it is. Now, people have been talking whether it's going to be at E3. Like I said, I don't know. Seems to me like a Tales reveal would be something like Tokyo Game Show or its own independent like Tales of type of deal, like they did with like, I think it was Tales of Zestria or something like that. I know that they had their own event where they announced that, so I'm thinking that's gonna happen. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see on that. What do you guys think about this trademark? What do you guys think about the Tales of series overall? Do you guys like it? Do you guys dislike it? Do you feel like kind of indifferent about it? What's your favorite Tales games? I would just love to know, because we don't talk about Tales too much because there hasn't been a lot of information. But I love Tales. You guys all know Tales of Vesperia is my favorite Tales game of all time, and I think that that game is fantastic. So check it out if you haven't played it already. Tales of Vesperia. It's on the Xbox One. I think you can buy it backwards compatibility too. So really good game. But what do you guys think about all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, we have Pocket Rumble Rumble for the Nintendo Switch. This version is finally complete and will be releasing before the end of July. So shout out to the developers here. This has been a long and hard process for them when it comes to it. So let's go ahead and get into what the developers had to say on the matter. So this is from Cardboard Robot Games, shared the following message on Kickstarter. So quote, "It's been a really long time since we've been in touch and we want to apologize for that, but things are finally moving forward. Below is a video update about the current state of affairs. The short version is that the Nintendo Switch port of Pocket Rumble is done and will be releasing sometime between now and the end of July. We're currently still in the process of selecting an exact release date and we'll let you know as soon as we do. All backers will be receiving a key for a free Nintendo Switch copy in addition to a Steam copy you already have. We want to apologize for the long delays by offering you all something as a token of our gratitude for your patience and support. And the Switch port is what we've been hard at work on this whole time. To receive your Nintendo Switch key, forward a copy of your Kickstarter pledge confirmation to contact@chucklefish.org and specify the region you'll need a key for. And since the Switch port is done, we're now moving all of our resources back to developing new content for Steam. So expect to see new bosses and updates soon." So this game is finally here, guys. Pocket Rumble coming before the end of July. They're just trying to figure out where the release date's going to be. They have to kind of maneuver themselves a little bit because you have some pretty good fighting games coming out between now and July. Stuff like Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. And then you also have SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy as well. That game's going to be dropping this summer as well. So there's a lot of good stuff coming up when it comes to the fighting game genre. We already got good games like Pokken. We have stuff like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 as well. So there's definitely some competition, but I think that Pocket Rumble is one of those games that kind of like transcends what the other fighting games are doing. It's simplistic, but at the same time harkens back to the old school. There's a lot of cool things about it that remind you of that classic Street Fighter type of feel. So I'm actually thinking that Pocket Rumble is going to do okay. I don't think it's going to be terribly expensive. Maybe it's like $10 to $15, something like that. And there's going to be online play in there. It looks like it's going to control smoothly and play well. So just as long as the game is good, I think the game will be fine on the marketplace, because people are already trying to conjure up stuff like, oh, well, now it's not going to sell because it took this long, and now there's all these other fighting games and stuff like that, which is fine, but there's a lot of fighting games on lots of systems, so that doesn't mean you don't release it. I mean, if something needed time to be worked on, I'd rather have them wait and make a great game than release the game broken, or whatever the case is. So they had to take extra time to make sure the game was done and ready to go. Obviously, they took a little bit longer than they should have. I mean, when it comes to when they announced the game was going to be ready to go, but at the same time, what's done is done, and all we can do is move on and see if it's a good game, and it's looking like it's going to be a good game, especially based on what people have been playing on Steam. So what do you guys think about Pocket Rumble finally getting announced when it comes to the release window? Are you guys going to be picking this one up? Is it too little too late? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final topic here, we have Mega Man 11. We have some unfortunate news for the Switch version of the game in Europe, and it is digital only, which is just very not good. Just not good at all. So the physical release is limited to PS4 and Xbox One. The fact that Xbox One is getting a physical release over the Nintendo Switch is absolutely insane. But the Switch version of Mega Man 11 will be digital only release in the United Kingdom and Europe, Capcom has confirmed. The company has also said that there is currently, quote, no announcement regarding the release of Mega Man 11 Amiibo announced for North America and Japan and Europe. In North America and Japan, Mega Man 11 will be released both physically and digitally across PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, and digitally on the PC. In the United Kingdom and Europe, the physical release will be limited to PS4 and Xbox One. Mega Man 11 is due out worldwide on October 2nd, so this is just like a complete buzzkill for a lot of the collectors out there, for a lot of the gamers who like to have a physical version of their games. Depending if they have multiple Switches in their house, they want to be able to take that game, put it in another one. There's just all sorts of reasons why people want physical games, to be able to own it, the box, just have the game physically in your hands. Like myself, I like having physical games. You know, when it comes to games that I'm really excited for, I'll go out there and make sure I buy it. Even if I have a review copy, I'll still go out there and buy it. Like, for example, Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. I'm still going out there and buying a physical copy, even though the digital copy is there for me, you know? So for me, this is really bad. This is really bad because I think Mega Man 11 is probably going to sell best on the Nintendo Switch in pretty much every single region, for the most part. Maybe not the PS4 in Europe, but I think that in certain subparts, for example, like in France, I think that Mega Man 11 would definitely outsell the other versions of the game. And the fact that there's not going to be a physical version for those gamers, at least in France, because we know that France is big on Nintendo, is just horrible. It's just really horrible by Capcom's part, and this is the type of stuff that they do. I talked about this, guys. Like Capcom, they'll give you things, they'll give you stuff, but they're going to do certain things like this, kind of like you love them then you hate them type of deals with Capcom, because they will do some great stuff, but then again at the same time it's always like halfway or something like that, or something happens to where they have to do digital only, which they've been very consistent on. At least we can give them that. They've been very consistent when it comes to some of these games with these digital download cards and pretty much the cart prices or whatever the case is. I'm not really sure what their deal is, but I'm guessing that this game isn't going to be so large to where they would need like a 32 gigabyte cart or even like a 16 gigabyte cart. I'm not exactly sure what the size of the game is, but I don't think it's more than 8 gigabytes, is it? I mean, it might be, but I don't think the cart would be so bad when it comes to the price of it. So that's unfortunate that they're not going to do a physical release in Europe, and you guys are just going to have to import. So that's the good thing. I mean, you can import the game. I know that's going to add a lot to the price, but the game is already cheaper to begin with. So if you feel that the game is worth more than $29.99, I mean, you can import it. Maybe it's going to cost you about $60 or so. But the thing that also sucks is the fact that you can't have the Amiibo edition in terms of that. So if you want the Mega Man Amiibo, you're kind of just like out of luck, because that's probably going to be scalped for the most part, and it's a GameStop exclusive as well, so it's not like there's going to be a ton of them floating around. So very unfortunate across the board. Not really happy for my European brothers and sisters right now. It just kind of sucks, because I know there's a ton of people in Europe that want a physical version, especially in France. I feel the worst for France, because they've done nothing but show love and support and buy Nintendo's games and Capcom's games, be it that, and the fact that Capcom is just like, nope, no physical edition at all, which I can kind of understand for stuff like Resident Evil, for some of the bigger games, but Mega Man 11, the classic Mega Man, no physical edition for Europe, that just seems wrong. I mean, I feel bad just saying it, it just doesn't feel right. So I just feel that Capcom needs to change their mind on this one, and I would hope that they do something. Maybe in the future it gets released, or they change their mind leading up into it, because I feel that it would really do well. And I understand there's problems here and there when it comes to Europe, and I get that, but man, it's really unfortunate that there's not going to be a physical edition, but at least the game is still coming. That is better than nothing at all. It's still going to be the same game that you play, whether it's physical or it's digital. But it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. But I still think it's going to be a great game, and people are going to buy it because they're going to want to play. But if you do have that extra money, you want to save up a little bit more, save up a little bit more and get that import copy as well. Although you'll have to wait for your version in the mail. So it's just a bad situation all around, guys, and I don't like it. But Capcom, what can you say? So what do you guys think about all the different news here when it comes to Bandai Namco and what they're doing with Tales of potentially? Also with Pocket Rumble, what do you guys think about that? That game finally getting a release window, and Mega Man 11, this whole unfortunate situation. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of playlists across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace!